Hello everybody and welcome to the Agora Models Build the ROUTEMASTER. We're on pack 11 and we're doing stage 102. So yeah, stage 102 is actually got some electrics involved to it, but it's actually the back framework for the bus as well. So here it is, the back framework for the bus. So I will be using both the online download instructions and my paper instructions from the old Harshette build, of course. So, and this is what it tells you to do in these instructions. And helping me tonight, I've got the one and only very nice gentleman indeed, who has done this on his rear of his bus with his electrics and everything else. And yeah, so we're from you tonight to Horlix.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you for having me on. Yeah, looking forward to it. And yeah, I can't believe how quick this has come on for you. Like, it just seems like yesterday you were starting this again.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But yeah, so, looking forward to
well, yeah, thanks ever so much for coming on and giving me a hand tonight. So, goodness me. So yeah, I have I've pre-done the show a little bit tonight because we actually get in the parts. We get this massive great piece in the parts, which is still in its protective plastic packaging, and that's the rear roof panel. So, but we don't actually put this on in tonight's issue. So we actually put it on in the next stage. So stage 103. So yeah, I will be doing that on another stream. And I think what I'll do this week is I'll try and do a midday stream during the week, one day during the week, and I'll try and do a little bit of a catch-up stream where I put that back panel on, but also gives us another stage further forward as well before next weekend. So okay, without further ado, then we better quickly have a look at the chat, haven't we?
Okay, we do. So first in, I've got Alex Demetrius. That same for you?
Yeah.
Good. So Alex Demetrius says, "Good evening, Dave and co-host. Looking forward to another fantastic ROUTEMASTER build."
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex. Absolutely. Alex Demetrius says, "Good evening, David Bassett, D. Harris, Dave Matt Builds, Ian, Julie Campbell, Ian Campbell, Modz, Crafty Chris, Yorkshire Crafter, Horlix, and everyone watching." Yeah. Hello. And Alex again says, "Good evening, Danno Builds and Geordie Dave." Jay's channel, good evening all. Hope everyone is okay and well.
Hello, Jay.
Hi, Jay. We have Marie. Good evening all.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening. We have Darth DMC. Good evening all.
Hi, Darth.
Hi, Darth. Crafty Chris. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, darling.
Dave Matt Builds says, "Good evening, everyone. Good luck with your builds for Dave and have a great show." And good evening to the host. So,
hi, Dave.
Thank you. Hi, Dave. D. Harris says, "Good evening, Sir Dave."
Hi, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Dave. D, even. D says, "Evening, everyone." D says, "Alex Demetrius, a good evening." Yorkshire Crafter says, "Good evening, everyone."
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie. D says, "Evening again at Yorkshire Crafter." We have Kenneth. Afternoon from Atlanta, Georgia. Hope everyone is doing well and having a fantastic weekend. So,
hi, Kenneth.
Hi, Kenneth. Yeah, I was until 12 hours time when I'm back at work. D. Harris says, "Evening at Crafty Chris." Yorkshire Crafter says, "Evening at D. Harris." And we have Mark's Modz. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
D. Harris says, "Evening at Mark's Modz." Dave Matt Builds says, "Evening, Alex Demetrius." Jay's channel, Marie, Crafty Chris, D. Harris, Yorkshire Crafter, and Mark's Modz. Yorkshire Crafter says, "Evening at Dave Matt Builds."
Mm-hmm.
D. Harris says, "Evening at Dave Matt Builds." And we have the Nexus. Hi all. Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Kevin. I'm sorry I wasn't watching, but Christine was, and she'll tell me all about it, and then I'll catch up on it later.
Yeah, I caught most of it until I had to jump off and join you. But yeah, good show. Rascal's Hobby says, howdy everyone.
Howdy, Eric.
Hi, Eric. Dave Builds says, evening at the Nexus. D Harris says, good evening, Alex. So yeah, good evening, D. D Harris says, Rascal's Hobby stream excellent.
Certainly was, yeah. Absolutely brilliant stream. So we was actually talking before stream, me and Horlix. We want to join at some point as well. So yeah, a bit later on though.
Yeah. And Rascal's Hobby says, hi, D. Jason Shield. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jason. That's from the Facebook ROUTEMASTER group.
Okay. And Buttman's Monomania. Hi, guys. Off our stream to watch yours.
Thank you, Buck. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. D Harris says, evening, Kev at the Nexus. D Harris says, evening, Buttman's Monomania again. We have Ian. Hello, all.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. D Harris says, evening, Mr. Campbell. Ian Campbell says, hi, D. Buttman's Monomania says, hey, D, Chris, Mark, and all that were on the HGM live stream earlier.
Yeah. Hello. Howdy.
Ian says, hi, Dave, and Dave.
Thank you, Ian.
There is a lot of Daves in the group, isn't there? A lot of Daves.
There is, yeah.
Ian says, at the Nexus, hi, Kev. Dave Builds says, good evening, Ian. Butman says, we would welcome you, Dave. Just join our Discord to get the link into our stream.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I know Todd mentioned before about me joining, and I just need to find a time to be able to do that as well and get set up. Although you got me there with Discord, because I have tried Discord before and it's so complicated. I don't know if it's just me. It's just complicated. I don't get it.
We'll have to have a look. I mean, we'll have a talk to Mark about it, because Mark's been on there tonight. So hopefully Mark will show us the way around it, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I would have thought so.
Yeah. Okay. And
go on.
Oh, yeah, we've got Todd in. Hello, all. Good evening. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
How are you, mate? And D Harris says, Ian Campbell, I'm changing from D to Dave, was referred as a lady on the HGM stream. Laugh out loud.
Don't start me laughing.
David Bassett says, good evening, Sir Dave. Ding, ding.
Good evening, David.
There we go. Farmers Monomania. We'll walk you through it. We had 2 people join during our stream. Okay, yeah, it'd be great to know how to use Discord. I mean, I can do this other stuff, do coding and electronics. I just can't work out how to use Discord. Because there was a couple of, I know a lot of people are using it now for different communities and things, and I've tried and I can't get into various chats, and I don't know. Maybe I need to look up a crash course on it.
Yeah.
So, Ian Campbell says, haha, D. Todd just says, good. Just finished up the HGM stream and joining you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. D Harris says, evening at Marvel Picks. Dave Bill says, evening at David Bassett. Todd says, evening at D Harris, sweetheart. Bummers Monomania, it was Eric. She does that sometimes. D Harris says, so Dave, I'm still laughing. Laugh out loud.
I bet you are.
Mark's Modz says, evening, Dave Builds, Stuff DMC, D Harris, Rascal's Hobbies, Buttman's Monomania, Ian Campbell, Marvel Picks, Alex Demetrius, David Bassett, and the Nexus. And we have the lovely Gillian in. Gillian Dots. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Gillian.
Hi, Gillian. Hope you're well. D. Harris is at Marvel Picks. Evening, honey. Laugh out loud. Don't. I'm getting jealous. Mark's Modz. I will sort everyone out on Discord. Oh, good. Right, so you can give us like a crash course one day.
Yeah, thank you.
That'll be cool. Dave McBill says evening at Gillian Dots. David Bassett says good evening to Horlix, D. Harris, Dave McBuilds, Mark's Modz, Gillian Dots, and Ian Campbell. So, hiya, David Bassett.
Hello.
D. Harris says very good luck. Gillian says evening to Dave McBuilds. David Bassett says evening to Alex Demetrius. D. Harris says good evening to Gillian Dots. Gillian Dots says good evening to David Bassett. And last of all, Ian says hi to David.
Okay, jolly good. So, for those of you who don't know, Ian Campbell is part of partworkupgrades.com, and they're in the description below. So if you want a power mod for this model, or a cover, or a blueprint, or something for another model, go check them out. So yeah, partworkupgrades.com. They're in the description down below, and you'll find them in there. So yeah, partworkupgrades.com, and it's Mr. Ian Campbell you want to speak to on there, and he'll sort you out with all sorts of model goodies that he has on there. So yeah, go check him out later on after my stream, of course. So talking about my stream, just going to give you a couple of minutes rest, Alex, because obviously you're going to be doing some instructions, what have you. So okay, for now, what I'm going to say is I'm going to change my camera, and then we'll look at what we're going to be doing. But I'm going to change my camera first, and then flick on the light, because you can see I've got a light behind me, and I've got to have that projected onto the model. I've also got if you look very carefully, look behind there, I've got an actual pan waiting for me for after the stream. So so yeah, let's get on and let's get building and let's get rolling. So I'm going to change my camera, and then we'll go from there. So let's roll, boys and girls.
I was going to say as well, definitely check out Ian Partwork Upgrades if you want. Like, my bus is there, and it's on pretty much all the time, thanks to the power mod. There's no way it'll be running like that if I still had batteries in it.
No, it's superb, is that there? Yeah, the power mod is going into the blue ROUTEMASTER that I'm going to be doing. Okay, and then so we'll be having a look at that. So right, for tonight then we have got we've got some online instructions which we're going to be, as I said, working to before, and it's got a full screen on them, and we'll view them on there. So yeah, stage 102. And as I said, we get the rear domed roof bit of the panel work for this bus, but we don't actually fit it on in this stage. So in this stage is one of the dreaded stages where we have to put the framework onto the back end of the bus, and of course there's lots of wiring to put in place on the back end of the bus. So, and I've got the lovely Horlix here with me tonight to help me out with these few stages. That's going to be just so tiresome to get round, really. And we're going to tell you about a few things that we've found that can obviously ruin your model from this backstage here that you're going to be doing. And most of it's just down to either trapped wires or framework put on wrongly or something. But hopefully we'll stem all these problems that we'll come across tonight, and hopefully we can sort out everything that needs to be sorted out for the back end of this bus framework. And this is the last bit of framework as well for the bus. The next issues or next stages right up until the finish will be mostly panels. Yeah, mostly on the outside panels. So at long last there. So yeah, there we are. Right,
Lovely.
let me put myself on solo there. So here's the bus on the Lazy Susan, and I've got a couple of blocks of wood that I just made up earlier, just so I can jam into the Lazy Susan, stop it spinning so much. So, and this is the area, of course, that we're going to be working on. And I'm going to be actually working here. So if I just try and point where my face of the camera is, somewhere here, you'll probably see a bit of my face somewhere here. Yeah, that's my face. So I'll be in the way of it. And I might want to twist it round slightly to do bits and pieces, but we'll see what we can do. Right. Okay. As I said before, I'm going to be working from the old Hachette instructions, which are in this magazine. And so we'll go from there. So if you want to start at step 1, Alex, please. And then we'll have a look at step 1 and we'll see how far we can get with this. Those of you who are quite observant may find that I've actually done some of the stages beforehand, but I might want to just check this framework to see if it goes on and in the right place of the framework. So you might want some electrical tape, and I've got some red tape, and we see a lot of red tape nowadays, don't we? So yeah, too much red tape, and I'll just
even I haven't got any red electrical tape.
Oh, so right. Yeah.
Would you? Sorry, yeah, we're starting at step 1. Would you like me to go through the parts, or are you okay not doing that?
Yeah, we're okay not doing that because the main of the parts are actually the panel work, which I showed you earlier, and we won't be using them. But what you will be using is screws from a previous issue. So you'll be using FM screws, WM screws, JP screws, and tape, and these were all supplied in a previous issue. Okay, I think they were all supplied with the issue that came with the framework. So a couple of issues ago, with the rear framework, there was all them screws. Okay, and tape, and your tape should look like that. Okay. But we're using all sorts of tape and bits and pieces that I've got lying around.
Right.
Okay, so do you want to go for step 1? And let's see where we've got.
Okay, so step 1, you need to identify the two ends of the red and black cable N72A at the rear left and connect them together as indicated by the blue arrow. So that's the first step.
Okay, well, the first step's done, and that's there. So the red and black cable N is connected together, and it's taped up on there temporarily, roughly where it says in the instructions.
Okay, lovely. Then you need to take the grey and white cable F71E across the back of the model and secure cables in place with 3 pieces of tape 96I on the insert.
Okay, right. Well, what I've done there is I've partly done that. This is the grey and white cable here, and the board it goes around to the other board at that side, the destination board, and this grey and white one comes up here into this destination board. But I've just noticed in the instructions it says that this grey and white wire wants to go behind, but I'm going to actually defute that, and I'm going to say don't put it behind, because in a little bit later on we will actually fasten this down. Let's just take this little bit of tape off here and take it off the board, and take the board off. I'll get this bit of tape out of the way, put it there for now. So behind this board here there is 2 strips of tape, 3M tape, behind double-sided tape behind this board, and this will stick then to there. So you really don't want this wire behind there. You could do with this wire in front. So for now I'm going to put this wire somewhere perhaps down here, and make sure that it stays out the way there somewhere down there, and I'll probably use a little bit of my my black tape to do that whilst we're here. And you notice that I'm still holding the whiteboard up, the destination board up. So let's see, let's stick it about there, shall we? Which hopefully should keep it out of the way. But we can obviously move it if it's in the way, can't we? So for now, I'm going to put the grey and white wire down there, and then I'm going to just temporarily make sure that my board is stuck up here until we get sorted out with other wires. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that just goes on. The last step then is to temporarily secure the larger LED panel in place with some low tape, which is what you've just done.
Yeah.
So that is step 1.
Jolly good.
Okay, step 2. At the rear right of the model, temporarily undo 2 JP screws circled in light blue. Okay. And then ease the red and black cable N56C behind the framework 95A, so then it runs straight from the battery box as shown.
Okay, well that's going to be a little bit more difficult to do, and I'll show you why. I'll just move this round a little bit, and then I'll move the camera in a little bit if I can. There we go. And my cable comes down from the top here, and it goes behind the framework here, and it goes down and then behind the framework again, and then down to here, and it attaches here. Now, if you wish, I can try and undo this, because we do actually get another cable, don't we, in this issue, I think it is, this stage, to actually lengthen this cable, don't we?
I believe
cable,
so.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. So if you wish, I can undo that. Or do you think I might be risking the framework actually cutting the wire? Because there's no cutout in the back of the framework here and here and here for that wire to go behind. So do you think I'm better off undoing it and trying to get that wire to actually come out properly?
I don't. It's in now, and the frame's all done up and secure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in. The frame's all done up and secure and in.
Yeah.
The only thing I have issue about is the framework here. It doesn't quite line up, but if I push it over, then it would line up. So it would line up with the rest of the back of the frame when it attaches to that area there. Okay.
Okay.
And as you say, yeah, it's trapped in there, and I have checked the model. I've turned it on, and I can't reach the switch now. I'm gonna have to turn it right round again. Let's turn it right round again and see if I can reach the switch somewhere in there. There we are. So you might not be able to tell on camera, but the light up there is actually working. So, and it's difficult to tell in here, of course, because you might be able to see that one up there. So that means that the upper deck lighting is working. I do know that all the destination's working as well when I press the other switch, and all the backlights are working. So I've no reason not to believe that this wire is not okay, have I?
Yeah, no, I think that'll be fine. As long as you're happy with that frame that you're saying is a little bit bowed out, but if you think you'll be able to secure that down, then I'd leave it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I pressed it in like that, then it would actually go. So yeah, it's not very far out at all if I do that. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, connect red and black extender N89B cable between N and the cable 56C. Oh, I see. So that has already been fitted anyway, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then it's replace the 2 JP screws, use 2 more pieces of tape to hold the grey and white cable F 71E in place. The inset above right shows the alternative view. So I believe you've done that as well.
Yep, I've got this cable here connected and in an appropriate place, I believe, for the framework to go. And just got this bottom one to sort out with some black tape more than anything else. So just while we're talking, I'm just going to do this black one, this black and red one, should I say, with a bit of black tape. So I'm going to pop it in roughly in that position, so when I can get the tape not to stick to my finger. Dear oh dear. So let's pop it in that position. This may not be the neatest of jobs, but certainly not to your caliber, Horlix, but I'm hoping that it's sufficient for what we need here. So there we go. Okay. So I think probably what's best to try at this stage is to actually offer the framework up and then try and see which way the framework actually connects to the bus, and see if there may be any wires trapping anywhere as it is at the minute. So we've got the wires coming through the bottom here, and we've got them round here. Now that wire there could do to be a little bit more upright, and there's no cutout there in the frame on the corner, so it needs to go over that way a little bit. Is there a cutout there at the top? I don't think so. Let's just have a look. No, I think it's probably better sitting there though. Okay, and then let's see how far away it is from the rest of the frame. That looks okay. Looks as though it'll pretty well knit up well that once we get some screws in. Okay, can we see anywhere else that may be trapped? It's not coming through there perfectly, so I'll just try and manipulate this wire there. And what about down here? So oh yeah, I see there's a way up there that we should have the wires just coming through up there. So we're very nearly there with our wires. Is it all right this side? Yeah, that's right. That side. Is that wire loose? Yeah, that's not trapped there. What about that wire there? Yeah, that should be okay. So as a temporary measure, I'm just going to try and switch my switch on again, just to make sure that I've not trapped anything. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Switch my switch off again. Right, so I'm just going to move a couple of these down here. I believe that one wants to go that way a little bit. So hopefully that should do that one. And there should be okay, but we've got them wires to mess around with in a minute as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty confident that all the wires are in the correct places around here so far.
Okay, lovely. So yeah, I've just seen the little inset. It says that they've included an updated cable. So yeah, as you were saying earlier, if you wanted to change that, it will replace that little extender cable just you've got in there. I believe it might be slightly longer.
Yes. And then it'll pop out the side of the frame here and then go up the outside. Yeah.
I missed that bit. So, okay. Step 3 then is bring the red and black cable 72C. Let me just have a little look at that.
Yeah. That should be that one.
Across the rear of the model.
Yeah.
And fix the cable joint in place with a piece of tape 96I as shown.
Yeah, which I've done.
Okay, I've seen you've done that. So the two LED indicators circled in yellow run to either side of the bus. Note from this angle that where cable F71E is taped in place, there is a recess to accommodate the indicator housing circled in light blue.
Yeah, the indicator housing is here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all clear of cables and things.
Yeah.
Okay. Step 4 then. Take cable O72B and turn the LEDs so that they are at right angles to the green strip as indicated by the arrows.
Okay, so basically then we want to bend them down like that, and like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you need to then bring the actual LED back up whilst they're facing down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, like that, and like that. And this is very easy to do whilst you've got some nails that you haven't cut. So like that, and like that, and like that. Yeah. Okay. So they're bent in like an L shape from the model itself.
Okay. So that was step 4. We're now moving on to step 5. Now, this is where we might need to do a little bit of prep work.
Yeah.
Because of an issue that I've certainly come across before, and I know you have, Dave, on another model you've done.
Yeah.
Now, where those LED legs are so exposed, pushed up against a metal frame, it can actually cause a short.
Yes, it can.
Which then knocks out half of the electrics on the bus. Now, I'm still confused on how it can do this because it's painted, and as far as I'm aware, paint isn't actually conductive.
Yes.
But it does happen. So I think it's best to use some electrical tape or masking tape or whatever you want to cover any to cover the legs of the LED or on the frame, either or.
Okay, well, I'm going to actually put it on the frame down here because this is where the legs of the lights go. But what I've also felt is that it's quite a bit rough as well. So whilst you want to bring up the chart, I'm going to actually file off just these rough bits on here on the inside of the frame, because I do believe they're actually sharp enough to cut the wire. So yeah, I'm just going to file them little bits off.
Okay. So we've got Gillian Dots that says, good evening at D. Harris. D. Harris says, Discord, I've just learned to use Facebook. Yeah. Ian Campbell says, thanks for the shout out, Sir Dave. David Bassett says, Ian does an extension cable for the route. Ian does an extension cable for the ROUTEMASTER 2. Yeah. Ian Campbell says, thanks to David Bassett. The extension cables are quite popular. D. Harris says, and yes, Mark's Mods, I did hear you laughing earlier. David Bassett says, Ian Campbell, could you do a splitter cable with one line as an extension and another with an LED for the side light that's not there on the Hachette or Agora model? That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. I approve of that as well. I mean, I've done mine, but it was a case of cutting into wires and splicing. So yeah, that would be a really, really handy addition. D. Harris says, sorry, good evening, David Bassett. Ian says, David Bassett, let's not chat here. Drop me a contact via the site. It's Dave's time right now. David Bassett says, I'm a total novice regarding soldering or anything to do with electronics with these wonderful models. That's fair enough. David Bassett says, fair enough for Ian. A thumbs up. D. Harris says, David Bassett, Ian's power mods are just plug and play, so to speak. They are, certainly are. Rascal's Hobby says that model is massive. Yeah. Yeah, it is. it's quite hard to film. So when we're doing this live, it is a bit of a challenge. Ian Campbell says, I had the pleasure to see one up close when I visited World of Wayne. It truly is a beast at Rascals Hobbies. Yeah. Mark's Mod says, D. Harris, you know me by now. I laugh at anything. D. Harris says that Mark's Mods was good fun. I needed a laugh. Yeah. Rascals Hobby says that's looking really good, Dave. Marvel Picks, Todd says it's okay. D really is a sweetheart. Eric was just being Eric. Rascals Hobbies is laugh out loud. And D. Harris says Marvel Picks was good fun. So yeah, it is. It's all about having fun, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah. What's it like if you can't have a bit of fun? So right, I have actually found off them rough edges, and there was some rough edges down there. So on the inside, I've put some red insulating tape, some red electrical tape. So all down that inside. So hopefully nothing will be catching on that now. And just hope we've got enough room to accommodate that underneath there. I'm pretty sure we have. And yeah, I have had this problem before, and I have got to rectify it on another model that I've got. So yeah, and yeah, it is massive. This model is 27.5 inches long, so, and 14 3/4 inches high, and 8 inches wide. So yeah, it is massive, and it weighs about 14 kilograms as well. So 14 kilograms. So yeah, it's a beast of a model that really does take an awful lot of manoeuvring, and it's so difficult to film, as everybody was saying there. So yeah, very difficult to film. So especially when you've not got very good equipment, such as myself. So right, what do we have to do now then?
Okay, so this is the fun bit. So position the rear frame 96B near the back of the model.
Okay, so I'm going to actually get close to the back of the bus here, and I'm going to see where the camera is in relation to me, and then try and back it off a little bit, just to give me a little bit more room. So hopefully that'll be okay, but if not, you'll have to shout at me. Right, okay.
Okay, so the next step of step 5 is to fit the LED at the center of the green strip O72B into the socket in the rear frame 96B.
Okay, so I've just noticed where that's going. Then that's going into the red socket, so I'm going to actually have to cut a little bit of a hole in my tape to get that into the red socket. So if I just simply cut a hole like that, then hopefully the LED will pop into that hole. And so okay, so, and the reason we have to have this close to the back end of the bus is that you haven't got an awful lot of wire to play with to actually get that LED into the back there where it actually goes. So right, I've got the one in the hole in that one, the green one.
Okay, and then it says bring the LED on the end of cable F71E. So that's a black and grey cable that's coming out with a single LED on it.
Yeah, I see it. So I'm just going to actually try and find my other wedge for this bus. Stop it going anywhere. There we are.
Yeah. So yeah, pop that and fit it into the socket in the bracket 96H. The inset top shows these lamps in place, so I believe that's for the number plate.
Okay, so do we fold that LED down or up, or?
Looking at the magazine, there's like an inset on the right of step 5. It shows the wires bent coming out towards the offside of the bus.
Okay.
So towards the wiring,
Okay.
the circuit board side.
I'll do that then. So I've popped it in and pressed the wire in towards the circuit board, and I'm going to have to reposition this green one back in again because it's popped out. Okay. Oops. No, it's popped out and it's bent the LED. Come on. You don't want to go in that center one properly. Okay. Let's I see. I've got a problem already. So yeah. So what I'll have to do is reposition that slightly. The center one is still in over the number plate. And then I have to put the camera wire around my neck.
Oh God, don't do that.
No, I've got to get closer to the bus, so the camera wire had to go somewhere. So I've put that back in there now. Put that one just underneath the frame. And I may need to cut out a little bit more of my red tape because I think it's getting in the way of that. Okay. So then I presume we bring the framework round, do we?
It says after you've done that, it says fix the green strip in place with a piece of tape. Oh. So now you need to put a bit of tape over the middle where you've put that LED in, so that will probably keep that in place.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So I'll use a bit of their black tape over the middle to keep that in place and to insulate that little light. In fact, I'll use a little bit more. So you have to have about 4 hands to do this, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got that in now. So I'm quite happy with that, that's not going to be touching anything metal, and it's sealed in place. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so we're moving on to step 6 now, so we can give you an arm a rest. Good. After carefully checking the cables, the next step is to fit the rear frame 96A, 96B to the back of the model assembly. Ensure that the screw holes are aligned as indicated by the arrows, and take care to avoid trapping any of the cables behind the struts of the frame. The inset right shows the rear frame in place. Note that the right indicator cable fits under the frame circled in light blue. So I can see that. So the circuit board side, you want the LED to come under there.
Under the
yeah, that's correct.
Just on that side. Behind there.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, behind there, like that.
That is perfect. Yes.
Jolly good. Okay.
And the other one stays just hanging where it is.
And the other one stays just hanging where it is. Right. Okay. So I now need to try and get these all lined up then, don't I? Okay. I'm just going to slightly manipulate some of these wires out the way, because obviously there is a lot of wires that you need to be really careful over as to where they're going and where they can actually go while you're pushing the frame into place. Okay. Now then, do I think I can get some screws in yet? So what screws does it tell you to go for first, Horlix?
Okay, so we're going to move on to step 7 then, which is the rear framework is fixed in place with FM and WM screws.
Okay.
Oh, I don't remember the WM screw.
Yeah, WMs, yeah. WM screws.
So starting at the lower edge, fix the frame 96B to the rear platform 56A with 3 FM screws.
Ah, right. Okay, so that's down here then.
Yes.
At the bottom. Okay. 3 FM screws. Okay, so I'm getting into the packet of the FMs. Oh, I've only got 1 FM there. Oh, I've got some more. That's all right.
Okay, got a little bit of chat while you were.
Okay.
So we've got David Bassett, says Ian Campbell, just watch World of Wayne. Rascals Hobby says that at Dave, now there is a diorama for that as well. Oh, so at Dave, now, is there a diorama for that as well?
Well, not for this model, but I'm actually working on a diorama off camera, and it's actually a diorama that was started by Jay's channel. So in actual fact, and the diorama will be it'll be a road scene. So the road scene will be where the bus is actually at a bus stop on the road scene, and whilst it's at the bus stop, there will be a bus stop itself with the lighting. There'll be some flashing beacons going across the road as we have here in England, and there'll be the other side of the road as well, and there will be a scooter, a motorbike, a minivan, a Morris Minor, and another Morris Minor, and lots of people and post boxes and things like that on this diorama. Jay's channel actually made one side of a diorama where this bus was on one side, and it had the bus stop on one side and a tree and several other things. But the diorama is going to be remade into two sides of the road. So the left-hand side of the road and the right-hand side of the road. And the bus is going to be on one side picking up passengers. And then on the other side of the road, there's going to be a broken down Morris Minor. And there's going to be a minivan with its back doors open with a load of tools in and everything that the guy's going to be fixing this broken down Morris Minor. And then there's going to be another Morris Minor on there just passing. And I'm going to have some lights on and, you know, not sounds or anything, but maybe lights. So, right, okay. So we've got them three in the bottom there, Horlix.
Okay. Just want to ask, where you've secured your rear destination blinds in place, are you going to be able to remove that tape at some point when we need to still?
Yeah.
I've seen us under the frame more at the top. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
You can. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I've done that. So what I'll do is, for temporarily, I'll just put the tape on there and over the frame a little bit there. So just to keep it up there.
Cool. Okay, so
we've got the F-ends in the bottom.
Yes. With 3FM, note that there is still recess for the indicator housing circled in light blue. So yeah, we can still see the indicator housing is still free, isn't it? The recess.
Yeah, the indicator housing is there. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so step 8 then. At the rear right corner, fix the side of the rear frame 96B to the right wall frame 95A using 5 WM screws.
Okay, WM screws. Now these are quite long, these WM screws. And I think what I should do is actually I should get the oil and put a bit of oil on each one. Oh, goodness me. So, and for that, I've got this lovely oil bottle, which was on all the Hobby Town Modelists guys, and they recommended it. So, and you can get these from Amazon. Have a look at Amazon. They're actually for alcohol and things like that, but they have like a little pump in them. You can pump the top down like that, and it pumps oil into the top, into a reservoir in the top, and you can see there's a little bit of oil in the reservoir in the top there, and that's eventually seeps back down into the tub, so then you can pump it back up again. So what an absolute fantastic bit of kit that is. And so yeah, the guys at Hobby Town Modelers there, Hobby Town Modelers, they actually said about getting one of them, and yeah, I actually did get one. So I'm just going to temporarily see if I can get some screws in here. This is going to be a little bit difficult unless they are lined up. Oh no, that's beginning to line up is that one. So
Yeah, I
and then
saw Mark kindly sent me a link to that bottle earlier that he asked, so I reminded him about it, and they're quite pricey, but well worth it, I think. But I'm gonna try and get hold of one of them at some point, I think.
yeah, they are definitely well worth it. Yeah, they're quite pricey, but yeah, what price is quality at the end of the day?
Yeah, looks really good.
So, and yeah, does it work? It works absolutely perfectly. Okay. I'm not going to tighten all these up all the way in. I'm just going to make sure I'm getting a few in there, because I think there's a further step to this a bit later on, isn't there?
Yeah, a few more screws to go in, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put a few screws in for now. If you see this moving around, I've got it on a lazy Susan, just because it's easier to move around on a lazy Susan than moving it around by hand, as you guys who have built them already know. So
Okay, just while you're screwing those in, I'm just going to go through quite a lot of chat come in. So Ian Campbell says, only just watched World of Wone's video for his part 2 video for pack 11 of the ROUTEMASTER. I think he's found those NM screws a real challenge. Yeah, they are small.
they are certainly small and certainly a challenge. Yeah.
And then I remember one of my streams, I upended my screw pot, and they all went south. And I was on the floor with a magnet trying to retrieve them all. I did find them all. Luckily, we had spares. But Peter Webster says evening all. So hello, Peter Webster.
Hi, Peter Webster.
D. Harris says good evening at Peter Webster. David Bassett says evening at Peter Webster. Peter Webster says hi, D, and again, David. Dave Matt Builds says evening at Peter Webster. Peter Webster says hi, Dave Mac. Peter Webster says hi, Alex and Dave S. Hiya.
Hiya.
Peter Webster says hi, Mark. Peter says hi, Ian. Rascals Hobby says howdy, Pete. Mark's Modz says hi, Peter. Ian says hi, Peter. Peter Webster says hi to Eric. Crafty Chris says don't say too much and spoil it.
Yeah.
What's that? Well,
yeah, probably about the diorama.
Oh. David Bassett says that diorama sounds brilliant. So David Bassett says evening to you, Crafty Chris. Peter Webster says hi, Chris. Peter Webster says hi, Marvel. Crafty Chris says hi, David and Peter. Todd Marvel Picks Todd says hello, Peter Webster. Peter Webster says, can I get the link for the dispenser, guys? And I'm sure I'm going to, well, I think Mark's watching. I'm going to allow Mark to sort that for you.
Yeah.
He sent me the link earlier, and yeah, it looks really good. So
I'm just going to try and get this top one started at this side. Hopefully I can. I just want to get these couples started in this corner, and then I want to try and out my electrics just to make sure.
Okay. So you've done the right rear corner, fixed the side. So you've loosely put the 5 WM screws in on the right.
Yeah. And I'm now
then
putting these in on the left.
Yeah, the next step of step 8 is continuing upwards. Use 2 WM screws to fix the side of the rear frame 96A to the right wall frame 88A. So that's just above. And then the last step of step 8 is to, at the rear left, fix the left side of the rear frame 96A to the left wall frame with 2 WM screws.
Yeah, that's them two on this corner here. So, right, I've done that, but before I go any further, I'm actually going to test my electronics and see if they actually work, because it would be awful if we'd done all that and they don't actually work, wouldn't it? So there we go. And you can see, let me try and put the up at the cab lights ones. So I can't reach that one. Not far. Is it? Oh no, that's the. Actually, get the front one. There we are. So yeah, we've got the engine sound. We've got the lights. We've got the destination lights. They are lit. Are the destination lights? All the rear lights. Yeah, we've got the rear lights are in now, where they should be. Just need to cut these little bits of tape off. Look. So obviously just over the bulbs, which I'll do off stream. So, and we've got, hopefully, yes, we've got the bell. We've got, just move that and move them, and hopefully I can spin that and I can show you that we've actually got the, yeah, all the destination lights are working. Yeah,
Brilliant.
The lights are all working. They're red, and the flashing lights. The interior lights are all working. Yep, and the exterior lights are all working. So perfect.
I've got a bit of a Horlix tip.
Yeah.
Obviously, you haven't tightened the rear frame screws up yet fully, have you?
No, not yet.
No. So what I did was I left my lights on, so that as I'm tightening the frame that little bit more, if the lights suddenly go out, we know which area it's causing the problem.
Now that is a brilliant idea. So do you think I could do that then?
So yeah, just go ahead and.
Okay, well I'll tighten all the rest of these screws up, and hopefully everything will stay on. Hopefully everything will. Let's go in here. And a little bit more, just put some pressure on there, stop it moving. Okay. Yeah, we've got all lights on still so far. Fingers crossed, everybody. That one. Yep, that's nice and tight. They're nice and tight. I know, yep. And that one, yep. That one wants tightening in. Okay. May need some oil on that one. And then there's them two there. And they need tightening in. A little bit more, that one. Okay. Yep. They're certainly all okay so far.
Perfect.
Yep. Let's try that one. Yep, they're okay. They're nice and tight. Couple there that need tightening up further. Yeah. And that one. Yeah. And that one. Yeah. That one. Yeah. And these need to be tight because obviously the framework, the panels go over the framework, so they need to be nice and tight. Yeah, they're perfect. Okay. And as you can see, all the lights are still on.
Brilliant.
Perfectly. Yeah. Superb, wow. Including the interior lights, they're all on as well. Yeah. Superb. Okay, so next then, is there some more screws going?
That is all of the screws, yeah.
Is there some more JP screws?
Not yet. Not that I can see.
Just looking at the instructions.
We've done step 7, which was the 3 at the bottom, the FMs, and then step 8 we've just done, which was all the WM screws.
Yeah, the WMs. There's 2 at the top here, because of the framework at the top. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're on now, step 9.
And I've just noticed something, Horlix. We're going to have to undo something because this hasn't clipped under there. So unbelievable that is. So yeah, I've built God knows how many of these, and I haven't had that happen to me before.
Ooh,
So
what's
yeah,
happened?
I'm going to have to undo it. So I'll just up that look like that, and you'll see that the framework there should actually fit under this top framework, and it isn't. You can't see, sorry. There we are. You can see that it's resting on this framework at the top here, and it's not under it. So
Right.
undo it a little bit here, there, and everywhere.
That's what. Maybe that's what happened with mine.
To create some slack. Yeah, it could be. It could well be, but just create some slack. And then what I'll do is save undoing it all. I'll create some slack here in the center where it joins the other frame. And then I'll move it so that we can actually get it under there without too much bother, I think. Come on. No, it's going to have to come off as that. So yeah, I'll take it off on that joint. You can see it's beginning to move now. So I need to move that too. I might need to. I need to move these, I think. So you see, even the best of us get it wrong sometimes. So yeah, comes from sitting down on the job, you see, because if I'd have stood up, I'd have noticed it.
Yeah, there is a lot of things to be looking at, and what with trying to get the cables in place at the same time.
Yeah. So all I'm basically doing is just undone the top half of the frame. You see, it's now gone in. It's now gone in, and I'm going to have to just get the frame work back into position again. Leaving all my lights on, of course, in case we do end up with anything trapped and want to move. Going back in there where the joint is. Okay, that's 1, 2. I think a screw popped out there. I see it. There we are. I think they're FMs actually. CMs, I can't remember. Let's get that in temporarily, and then start screwing that side in. Once I move out of the way, you'll be able to see what I meant about the framework. Are they going in? Yep, they're going in. There's that one there to go in. And lights are all on so far, so far so good.
Okay, brilliant. Todd says, Alex sent a link to those type of bowls on Amazon UK in Messenger. Thank you. Yeah, I've just got that. Slightly different to the ones Mark sent me. They're a bit cheaper.
Oh.
But you get 4 of them.
Oh, good.
But I don't think I need 4. It's almost like we need to get a group of us together and.
Yeah, I was going to say if we could split the postage and split the cost of them. Yeah, no problem.
But let's see. Mark put the link in.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Todd. Okay, so let's got all that back together. And let's bring the camera a little bit closer. Okay, so this joint here, hopefully you can see that okay, and it's nice and clear. This joint was sat just on the top of this edge here, so it wasn't actually flush, but now it's flush. And we've got all the lights and everything still working inside, outside, and in the ladies' chamber and what have you. Yeah, working, yeah. Sorry about that.
The thing is, that was going through my head before you said it as well. So
was it? Dear. So the only thing I've trapped in there is a little bit of white tape. It says the end cable, but never mind. I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, we've got all that up and we've tightened it all back in, and yeah, it's all nice and tight. And I think there's a couple more WM screws at the top there, and I think there's some JP, is it JP screws into the plastic, I think, Alex.
Yeah. So
okay. Just making sure that I've got all them nice and tight still. Yeah, it actually made quite a difference too, tightening it up all the way around. Yeah, it did. Okay.
Just scanning the instructions for the next step. Just to...
I think the JP screws. I think there's definitely 4 in the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and that's in
step
10.
So step 9.
Step 9, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to fix the top of the rear frame 96A to the ceiling frame 90A using 2 WM screws.
Okay, so WM screws and into the framework at the top. Okay.
So at this point, I guess this will be the issue. If that frame didn't quite sit in right, you'd know by this stage.
Yeah, you would. You would. By this stage, you would, yes, definitely. So, they're going, I think. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so, and another one. WMs. They're quite a long screw, these WMs.
Yeah, I think that's actually my problem. When I was screwing mine in, it was pushing the plastic in the inside outwards.
Yeah.
And that's what I had with mine. And I took them off, back on, off, on, and I just could not make them fit right. And I think I ended up using smaller screws on mine just to stop them sticking out so much, but it's still not perfect.
Yeah, I think that's okay. That's got that, yeah.
Lovely. So then step 10, ensure that the rear wall 60A and frame 96B are firmly against each other. And then fix the central bar of the rear frame 96B to the rear wall 60A using 4 JP screws.
4 JPs, right? So it's definitely one there at the bottom. So I'm squeezing these bits together with my thumb and finger, and yeah, I can feel that's going in there. Yeah. Okay, and I'll have to do the same again with further up. I can't get further up so well, but come on, get on my screwdriver. So a bit of paint blockage in this one, I think. It'll go there. We are. Push it in there from the back. Yeah, lovely. I can feel it going in. Yeah, it's that one. So, and then 3 is that one there. Yep, that's 3, and another one there. That's right there. Okay. Lovely job. You can feel all them 4 have gone in nicely, yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. Next.
So that takes us to step 11. So we're on the final length now.
Jolly good.
So at the right rear lower corner, fix the right side wall 49C to the rear wall 60A using 2 JP screws.
Okay, so it's that one somewhere there, yeah. And then further up there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
2 JP or 3 JP?
So it says use 2 JP screws and then use another JP screw to fix the right side wall 49C to the rear wall 60A near the extension cable 102E.
Yeah.
The JP screws used in this step do not pass through the metal frame.
No.
So yeah, sorry, yeah, it was 3. I was just trying to break it down into segments rather than bombard with 100 steps in one step, if you know what I mean.
I see what you mean, yeah. So the next one then is this one there, yeah. So basically, you're just putting the plastic, you're just screwing the plastic bits together that wasn't screwed together previously. Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's in, yeah.
Okay, so the illustration to the the illustration to the right shows the work completed so far. And that is the end of that stage.
That is the end of that stage. Yeah, superb. Absolutely superb. Brilliant. Okay, well, I'll ask you to go back to the chat now, if you wouldn't mind, please, Alex. And and I think you deserve a medal for working so hard tonight. Thank you very much.
So Mark, Todd says, there you go. So yeah, that was at Mark's link. Peter Webster says, cheers for that, Mark. Just ordered one. Buttman's Model Mania says, looks awesome.
Thank you.
Peter Webster says, thanks, Marvel. Peter Webster says, hi, Buttman. Marvel Peak says, those little dispenser bowls are fantastic for the 3-in-1 oil or dipping cotton balls in alcohol, etc. Yeah.
They are.
And I do use quite a lot of alcohol. So actually, probably a little bit dearer, but the ones that Mark sent comes in a 2-pack.
Yeah.
And then I can use my little labeler to put alcohol in one and the oil in the other.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then we got Building with the Boys. That was the only stage of the ROUTEMASTER I didn't enjoy. Mine just did not want to play ball.
Okay, Building with the Boys. Thank you ever so much for popping along. Yeah, it's very daunting. I mean, yeah, I've got bits of yellow tape everywhere and everything, but having said that, you know, it's okay. And as Alex says, you know, try and test all your electrics just to make sure that if you do happen to nip a wire somewhere, you'll know exactly where you've nipped it when you've been putting screws in.
Yeah. Yes, as I said previously, when I did mine, I screwed all the back frame in, then I did another test and it wasn't working. I was short. And then lights went really dim. I can't remember what happened, but it was really strange, wasn't it? Some lights went dim.
Yeah.
I think the brake lights came on and it was all doing weird stuff. And I undid the screws one by one. Then it all came back, so I knew which area it was that was the problem, and yeah, I sorted it.
Yeah.
Todd says hi, it's Scott. Scott says Building with the Boys. Hi, hey Todd. Dave Matt Builds says evening at Building with the Boys, and Building with the Boys says evening, Dave. Peter Webster says hi, Building with the Boys. Building with the Boys says hey, Pete. Marie says, great show, very well done to both.
Thank you.
Rascal's Hobby says, brilliant job to both of you.
Thank you.
All Dave. Scott says, I broke my wrist yesterday, so building Pack 12 is going to be interesting. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
God. D. Harris says, Building with the Boys, good evening. Peter Webster says, hi, Marie. Scott says, evening, D. Rascals Hobbies says, howdy, Building with the Boys. Scott. Scott says, hey, Rascals. David Bassett says, evening to Building with the Boys. Crafty Chris says, oh, no, Scott, take care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scott says, hi, David. Rascals Hobbies says, heal quickly, Scott.
Yeah.
Building with the Boys says, thanks, Chris. Scott says, I hope so. David Bassett says, here's to a speedy recovery, Scott.
Yeah.
And Dave Matt Builds says, excellent work to Dave. Well done to Alex doing the chat and great show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, so I've just had a slurp of my beer here, so thank you very much for that. For the help you've all given us tonight with this wonderful model. So yeah, next stage then we'll be putting on the lovely roof panel from this stage. So, and some more strips down the sides, and then we'll be working from the front corners then, and we'll be working on the panels in pack 11, finishing off pack 11. So yeah, there's quite a lot of panel work to do, and a lot of panel work to do in pack 12 as well. So yeah, looking forward to it as always.
Yeah, I just realised as well, I mean, apart from fitting the indicators later on, that is all the electrics done, really.
Yeah, it's
for this.
Yeah, it's all complete, isn't it? As you say, apart from fitting the indicators, which don't actually work on the standard model.
No.
So yeah, they don't actually work on the standard model. So I'm actually going to change my camera and come back onto screen. There we are. So, and we'll come back to on the both of us. There we go. So yeah, fantastic. So building live, as some of you guys know, is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So let me turn that light out. So, and yeah, building live, you've got all the pressure of obviously the building. What if something goes wrong? You've really got to think about what you're doing and try and do a little bit of prep work before you start building live. And yeah, you have to be pretty brave, I can tell you, to build live sometimes. So, and be prepared for any problems that might come along. So yeah, and as you can see, even the best of us get it wrong sometimes. So don't be afraid to admit that you've got something wrong if you've got it wrong, and try and retrace your steps and try and put it right as you saw I did there. So, but yeah, it's easy to do getting something wrong. We all do it at some point, and if you can get over that, then you can get over more or less anything. So, and without Horlix's help tonight, I would have been well stuck, especially doing a live by myself on this issue, because obviously it's not very easy. So, as some of you have already pointed out with this issue, it's it's probably a nemesis of the build, or one of the nemesis of the build. So, and but it can be done, and it can be done live, and as I say, live building does terrify some people sometimes. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop a few banners on now at this time of the night. I'm going to say, if you want this model, pop along to agoramodels.com. So yeah, the description, it's in the description below, is agoramodels.com. So is partworkupgrades.com, and so is Peter Curtin with his adverts for this lovely ROUTEMASTER bus. So, and so is everybody that's obviously connected in our community, YouTube as well. So they're all in the description down below. And obviously, if you want this model, agoramodels.com, pop along there. They don't just do this ROUTEMASTER, they do all sorts of things. And then also pop along to what's running along the bottom here now, which is our Facebook groups. So we have quite a few Facebook groups now, so connected with the different models or the different things that we're actually doing, or our own personal YouTube Facebook pages. So yeah, we've got we've got members from all over the world in all of these different groups, and we try and help people as much as what we can when we can. And yeah, so we've, as you can see by the banner running along there now, we've got even the Northern Model Builders Volkswagen camper van, Build the Valentino Rossi motorcycle, we've got Build the ROUTEMASTER, we've got the Eddie Stobbard, and we've got lots and lots of other groups that we belong to. So pop along to them if you're already a member, and yeah, and join up and get involved with all the fun of the building of these partwork models. So where did we get up to with chat? I've forgotten.
I've starred it.
Oh yeah, Goodness me.
So,
Okay.
Dave Matt Builds says he'll soon, Scott. So
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah, get well soon.
Yeah, definitely.
And Modz says, hi Scott, hope you heal quickly at with the boys. Scott says, cheers, Mark. D. Harris says, another excellent stream, Sir Dave. And you as well, Alex. Until next time, good night, both. See you all tomorrow night.
Okay, good night, D.
So, yeah, good night, D. Peter Webster says, as always, great chat.
Yeah, certainly is.
D says, a very good night to all in chat. See you all tomorrow night.
Thank you, D.
Dave Matt Build says, night at D. David Bassett says, great build and show tonight, Sir Dave and Horlix.
Thank you, David.
D. Harris says, night, Dave Matt. Buttman says, I love building live, makes it interesting. Looking forward to getting this far on mine. Yeah, it's a great model.
You'll soon get there. Yeah.
And then you'll start playing with it like I did and turn it into a Bluetooth bus and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Mark's fault, to be fair.
Yeah.
Peter Webster, night all. See you all soon. Take care and stay safe all.
Good night, Peter.
David Bassett says good night to all.
Good night, David.
Good night. Scott says great show, gents.
Thank you very much, Scott.
And Rascal's Hobby says have a great evening, everyone.
Good night, Eric.
And Todd says great stream, guys. So yeah, thank you very much. And
thank you, Todd. Yeah, thank you ever so much. So yeah, well, quite a quick show as the Hobby Town modelers are concerned, because obviously they do 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, which is brilliant. And yeah, you get some progress done on yours. I would have gone more tonight, but I knew that this was going to be quite a difficult issue to do. And being a Sunday night, of course, some of us work, so we have to be up for work next morning. So obviously, we don't want to go on too late on the night time. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm really pleased that I've got this far, and I'm really thankful that Horlix has been able to help me out with this as well. So thank you ever so much for that, Horlix. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Really,
so, and okay, we better do the schedule quickly then and think about the schedule for tomorrow evening, which is Monday. Monday is the Disney Doll's House at 7 p.m. So, and yeah, I think that'll be Yorkshire Crafter and yeah, Crafty Chris. So at 7 p.m. on Monday evening. Now, I've forgotten which it's either Monday evening or Tuesday evening or both, but there is going to be Geordie Dave and Danno's Universe doing the Titanic, I believe, this week, either on Monday or Tuesday. I've forgotten which day. I think it could be Tuesday, but you'll have to have a look in the schedule. So yeah, no, I haven't got the schedule up on my screen, so I can't tell.
Got it. I've got it down Tuesday. I've got it down as Tuesday on here.
Okay, Tuesday evening then for Geordie Dave and Danno's Universe for building the Titanic.
At slightly later time of 8:30 as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I do believe there's quite a bit to do on the Eddie Stobbard at 7 p.m. on Tuesday evening with Crafty Chris. So yeah, I think it's going to be 8:30. Plus the fact that Danno and Geordie Dave will be hop skipping back from work, you see, so to actually do a show for you guys on the night time. So yeah, okay. So there is just a little bit more chat, and then we'll say our goodbyes.
Okay, so D. Harris says good night at Mark's Modz and Marvel Picks. Mark's Modz says good night at D. Butman says good night all. So yeah, good night.
Good night.
D. Harris says Mark's Modz is now Dave. Yeah, Dave. Gillian says looking good and a big thumbs up. Thank you.
Thank you, Gillian.
Gillian says Tuesday for the Titanic.
Yep.
And Butman says like the smash button.
Yes, please. Yeah.
or smash the like button.
Smash the like, or or subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe, because obviously Horlix here. No, that way. Horlix needs the subscriptions, and so pop along to Horlix's stream and have a good look around there. He's a far better YouTuber than I am, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, you are. So yes, you are. Okay, yeah. Anyway, pop along to Horlix's channel and have a look and subscribe, and like his builds as well, because does fabulous things on his channel, such as that modded ROUTEMASTER bus there in the top right hand corner.
Yes, for those of you that haven't, I'm sure most of you know because it was involved with Todd, but it's now Bluetooth. Get the app on my phone, and then I can push off, and turns the bus off behind. I can turn certain elements on and off, like destination blinds, the interior lights, turn them off, and then I can turn on the cab light on and off. Just about see that there. Or I can push the button that turns it all on, just like that.
Yeah, super cool. Absolutely super.
All now Bluetooth. A lot of wiring involved. You know, and as I said before, I was really hoping to make it more public for people, but there's so many challenges involved with doing that. And to be honest, I had such a hard time with. Well, I've actually unfortunately lost the code, which I'm still yet to remake. I've just got no mojo to do that at the moment because it works. But I had a computer problem, and I thought about the file up, and I've lost it. So I'm dreading doing it again. But I'm also trying to design a circuit board. Now that's completely out of my comfort zone. I was doing quite well, but I'm having a few problems with it, and I've scoured the internet and I've tried asking in forums, and I'm not getting the help I need. So that's been stuck on the back burner for now, until such a time I find another piece of software that can help me with it. Or but yeah, so at the moment it's not available, but I was hoping to make it available for people if they wanted to do the same thing, you know. But
absolutely.
Not at the moment. I just can't do it easily enough. You know, I appreciate everyone's got different skill sets. At the moment, currently, I had a lot of wiring to do and chopping of wires and soldering, and it's not ideal for someone who just wants to put something in.
Yeah, absolutely. So one day, perhaps, one day. Yeah, one day.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say my goodbyes, and thanks everybody in the chat for chatting nicely, and give us a nice good thumbs up if you don't mind, and we'll see you next time around. And thank you again, Horlix, for coming along and doing the chat and the instructions. So mammoth task as always. Thank you ever so much for that. And we'll all being well, we'll see you all again shortly on another stream somewhere in the stratosphere somewhere later on this year, won't we?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's a goodbye from me.
Yep. And goodbye from me. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good night now.